All right, let's talk about your front brakes here. We'll start with the pads, just to make sure that they're right. The pad should not be touching the tire itself. They should only touch the rim. And this one should be fine, but we're going to show you anyway. If you need to move these up or down so that they don't touch the tire, take your little hex key, loosen that up, and then adjust the height of these, or how far up on the rim these go, or how far down on the rim they go. And you're just going to tighten it up. But when you tighten it, be a little careful, because they will turn on you a little bit. It's best to get your fingers in there and kind of stabilize them while they're going. And the other side's going to be pretty much the same thing. We're just going to take these down just a little bit, because they do look like they might be close to rubbing on the tire. There, we got that one moved too. If you're now, see, now I'm rubbing just a little bit. I can hear it. So if you are rubbing a little bit, or if these are too far out and you got too much of a gap in there, I mean, you don't want much of a gap. I mean, just enough to slide a piece of paper through is fine, because you want these to be tight when you're pulling. I mean, you want it to instantly react. But let's say you do need to close that gap, because let's say your gap's like that, and I mean, it just does nothing for you. Take your little socket, put it on there, turn it to loosen it up, and you're just going to grab both of these prongs and get that somewhat tight, and then once it's tight, back it off just a little bit. Then all you have to do is pull up on this, and you can tighten that without having to hold it there. Now we got rid of the little bit of a rub by doing that. Okay, once we hit the brakes, the rub back. I thought I got it real close to where it was, so that's good. That's where I wanted it to be anyway. These do have a quick release on them, to where if you need to adjust things, that takes the tension off. Be careful of your end caps, because those things, when they come from the factory, these things love to fly off. But if you need to do any kind of work to it, you can always do that quick release there, just to get that out of there. Since I am rubbing just a little bit on this side here, I got two options. I can make this pad go in a little bit, which will pull this one out, or I can pull this one out a little bit to make this one go in. Now to pull it out, you want to screw this screw in. To push it in closer, you want to pull this screw out. Okay, so it's opposite of what direction you want your screw to go, or your pad to go. So we're going to push this in just a tad. We're going to see if we get some movement here. Alright. So we don't... Nope, we're rubbing just a little bit still. And you're going to want the movement on both pads to be about the same. The distance that they travel when you hit the brake. That's about the right distance. And I don't hear it hitting anymore. So when you hit the brake, you want both pads to move in around the same distance. Now, it doesn't matter a whole lot if it's a little bit off. You just don't want one moving the whole way and the other one not moving at all. Right here, I'd say it's good enough. It's not perfect. This one does move just a little bit more than over here, but to get that perfectly centered, I mean, I could do it. It's just, why? I mean, it's good enough. It's spinning just fine, and this is my bike. This isn't one I'm assembling for somebody else. So me, I don't care much about my bike as long as everything works. And if you look at the pull on the brake, that's barely any pull at all, and I mean, she snaps in. I mean, that's what you want. You want her to stop immediately and be real hard to pull. Like if you pull in on this real hard, you don't want to be able to pull this tire at all. If you just pull just a little bit, you want it to be real hard to pull. The harder the better. Now with the brake set properly for the front end, if you hit just your front brake, you're gonna tip over. You're gonna go flying, your butt's gonna come up over your head. That's the way it's supposed to be. Because the front brake is your hard, heavy hitting brake. It's the same on bicycles as it is on motorcycles. It's just, you hit that and don't hit that back brake, you're gonna hit the pavement. I've done that several times as a kid. Learned my lesson.